Thought for the day. If you can't convince them, confuse them. Every one of us come into that situation where we have to convince somebody. It could be anybody. It could be our friend, a boss, teacher, colleague, or even a family member where we try to convince them. Take your time and try to convince them if they are not ready to listen because they matter to us. Don't confuse them and leave it. But where does this come into picture? Like if you can't convince them, confuse them. It happens to us from the people who try to sell the things which we know that that's not right or there is something wrong with it. The best examples would be from the politicians or the marketing trends, right? They confuse us, they tell us, they hide us the correct things and showcase it in different ways, which will convince us, and we are confused with it by getting convinced with the ones which they show us, which they try to forecast it. We believe that. So it sounds funny, but there is slight tricky part in it. There is some fooling element in it. Don't you think so? And there is a video on it. It's a really funny video. It is not even about marketing or anything. It is a lack of knowledge. Even if you have lack of knowledge, you think you're trying to tell them what you know, but sometimes you look as a fool. Just watch this video.
Okay. Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much, South Carolina.